All right, everybody. Jimbo here with Sparky, and we are at LoViT, Lake Ouachita Vista Trail, and we are getting ready to hike this sumbitch. We're doing our beer. Got to get a beer in us before we're any good. And you ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's get it on. We're officially on our way. It's 10 till 7. It's Friday the 27th of August, and we're getting ready to do a little road walk. I'm really anxious to get in this canopy of trees here because I see shade, and we really want shade. I want to say that my car temperature said about 95 degrees rolling up here or down here. I had to drive south to get here. It was about a 3.5 hour drive for both of us.
Yeah.
Sparky lives close to where I work, so we had about the same drive.
We met up at McDonald's.
Met up at McDonald's in Russellville.
Like side by side in 2 lanes. It was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, and we didn't plan it. It worked out really well. It took us half an hour to get through that line. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
So anyhow, I guess we'll update you when something cool happens.
We're looking for white blazes.
White blazes. So Sparky, if you remember last time we were out, he just reminded me about the horsefly incident.
Oh, geez, Louis.
And he bent his trekking pole, so check him out with his brand new trekking poles.
So I know they're not the lightest, they're aluminum and all that jazz, but they're $20 off of Amazon, so
yeah.
If I break them, it's not a big deal. And if they do bend, you can still kind of use them. They're heavier though.
So
these are like a pound.
Angela uses Cascade trekking poles from Academy. And they're aluminum, very similar to yours, and I actually weighed them in comparison to my Z-Packs.
Yeah?
And my Z-Packs were just barely lighter. I mean, not even enough to really even...
See, that's what I was wondering, because these are like, I think total, 1.5 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know what mine are, but mine were just barely lighter. Like, it's not even worth the extra money other than I like carbon fiber. And I don't know why.
I would think, I'm thinking, I got the gloves. We're trying these out this time, $8 on Amazon. Sweaty palms. I kind of want to maybe switch over to the cork, but I do like.
Yeah, cork's best.
I like the grip. I mean, because there's been so many times like I just put the fingers on and it's a perfect rest for me. But
yep.
I've heard cork is awesome, so most people I guess like it.
Only thing I've heard about cork is that if you leave them out overnight, animals might start chewing on them because of the salt.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I was thinking like the soggy feel.
Never happened to me, but that's what I've heard could happen.
Well, you know, if you catch them, that's just free dinner.
So Sparky's got a bunch of new gear that we're going to be looking at this weekend. Probably not tonight because our plan is to do about at least 3 hours of hiking. So
hopefully 6 miles. Hopefully.
We're going to try to get 6 miles or 3 hours, whatever we can get. I mean, it's 7 now, so we're talking about 10 o'clock. So there's not going to be a whole lot of videoing after dark. So, but he's got a new hammock that was gifted to him by our good buddy Derek, and then he went off the deep end and bought a bunch of new stuff for our long hike that we're going to be showing off in the next few videos together. And I'm super excited for you, man. You got a bunch of cool shit. In fact, he bought a kick-ass backpack, which isn't going to be here till Monday, which is 2 days from now. So
our next trip, you'll see it.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but on our next trip, you're going to see him in brand new gear, and it's going to be freaking awesome. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for you, dude.
It's purple, so that just says everything right there.
It's purple, so okay.
Shut up.
All right, so check it out, Lake Ouachita. And if I remember correctly, I believe Lake Ouachita is the largest lake in Arkansas.
Is it?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I did not fact check it. If I'm wrong, fact check me. Let me know, because I do not like spreading misinformation.
Or if you're not from Arkansas, it's called Lake Ouachita.
Ouachita? I call it a Ouachita. I don't know the actual term.
No, it's actually Ouachita, but most people don't pronounce it right.
Yeah, I remember when we first started hiking the board stand, I didn't know how to pronounce it. I always said, oh, Ouachita.
You and everybody else.
All goofy. All right, we're at the end of this road, and we're going to start getting it on with a real trail, and I can't wait. Other than
real sign.
Yeah, do you?
Yep.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, on the side. There's some trash.
Sweet.
You got any trash to deposit?
I already did.
You're a good man, Sparky.
Yeah, we've done it.
Okay, so check out this map. Here's a close-up, but we're gonna focus in on this bad boy. This is about 35 miles. This is where we parked, right there in that little loop, and right now we're right about there. We're getting ready to do all this, all the way around there, around Hickory Nut Mountain. We're gonna straight go through Joplin, and all the way across here to Dam. My car's or Justin's car's at the Dam. That's about 35 miles in total, and we're not gonna get it done standing here talking about the map. There's the white blaze you're talking about, brother. And we're on a proper trail now. This is what we came here for, people. And this is beautiful. We got the sun filtering through. Oh yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. There's a faint hint of like cedar or pine needles, because obviously they're everywhere. And you can actually smell them. They smell really good. The air is very fresh smelling, and the sun's reflecting off the lake. Gentle ups and downs, and yeah, this is awesome. It is 15 after 7. I'm not going to look at my mileage. I'm just wanting to check in with you guys, let you know everything's going good. This so far it's had like a little bit of ups, a little bit of downs. I'm a little winded because I've been sitting on my ass for the last 3.5 hours, and then, you know, when we parked Sparky's car at the Dam, we both slugged a beer, and then when we parked my car at Trails End, we both slugged a beer. So I'm 2 beers in, and I'm a little winded, but you know, sooner or later the beer's gonna run out. What do we got? Blue Trail?
Sunset Vista, if you want to go check it out.
It's a 1/4 mile.
I'm good.
I'm good too.
I
No.
want to sit up my hammock.
Yeah. Sparky's got a new hammock. We weren't going to talk about his new shit, but he just broke the ice.
I'm just excited.
Yeah, he's excited. We'll talk about it after a while. I'm pretty excited for him because I think that once he starts hanging, he's going to fall in love with hanging. He's going to hang with the hangers.
Oh, and I drop weight for it too. So.
Sparky's actually been working out. He's ripped.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's kind of ripped.
And that's one thing I don't know. I don't know what the water sources are here.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay. It's 7:35. Yeah, there's a water source right there. Sparky was just talking about we don't know where water sources are because, of course, we're not using gut hook. We're using alternative methods. I'm using Gaia app, and he's using All Trails Pro. But it's 7:35. We're right at 2 miles. And I just wanted to check in because I think it's going to get too dark. I noticed on the last video at back 40 with G-Lo that whenever I can see, sometimes the GoPro can't see. So there's some kind of a differential on how much light transfers into video. So I think with this cool little bridge, it'll be probably the end of the video until we get to our camp spot, and then I'll give you an update then. Until then, I'm going to shut the GoPro down and just conserve batteries and try to get some miles behind us. We still got another, you know, about what, hour and a half or so. So I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this is a mountain biking trail. So this is a little hint that I've learned this year, thanks to several people on the Backpacking Arkansas page on Facebook, that when it's hot out, you know, there's a certain breakover point when all the trail associations start doing maintenance. Well, when it's 95 degrees out, they're not doing maintenance. So that's the best time to do a mountain bike trail, because those mountain bikers are very, very hardcore, and they just, nature of the beast of riding a mountain bike keeps the trail well marked and the weeds at bay. So right now, mountain bike trails to train is the way to go. And with this last little bridge, I'll give it over to you until we get to an hour and a half from now. And an hour and a half from now, we should be at about, we're at 2, we should probably get 4 miles, so we'll see. So wish us luck, and I'll see you in a minute when it's dark. Okay guys, it's 20 till 10, and we've done 5.25 miles. This place is Tompkins Bend, COE, Corps of Engineers. It's like a campground, I think, or day use. It's open until 10. We're good for another 20 minutes, but super clean. We decided we brought 1 beer each, so we're going to drink our last beer and then use a trash can, because one thing that's nasty is smashed beer cans in your trash bag. It always stinks the next day and it gets leaky. So we decided we're going to sit here, sitting at a picnic table in the shade, cooling ourselves off because we're both really sweaty. I went over there and used the facilities. It's got the cleanest bathrooms I've ever seen. Timed lights, so if you sit there too long and don't move, the lights go out and you got to like flash, or you got to like start waving around to get it to come back on. But we're going to do, originally we said 6 miles or until 10 p.m., but since we're taking this really nice break, we're going to do our 6 miles. We only got 3/4 of a mile left, and we're in a little cluster of roads right now, but once we get past that, it'll be back to lake and we'll get away from civilization a little better. We've already seen like 5 or 6 cars go by. There's like, in fact, here comes one right on cue. We got one coming right now. We're really close to Shangri-La Resort, so there's a lot of traffic. By a lot, I say, I've seen like 5, maybe 6 cars go by. So anyhow, we're gonna finish my beer, get my shirt back on. It's completely soaking wet, and we're gonna do another 3/4 of a mile, and then probably in the next half a mile or so, we're gonna start looking for a place, because we have not seen any designated campgrounds, but from what I've been understood, it's okay to camp anywhere. The fire might be a little sketchy. Really, as late as it is, we're probably not going to have a fire, because I think we're both just wanting to crash, set up our shelters and crash. So anyhow, what you need to know is it is 18 till 10. We got 3/4 of a mile to go to our limit, and in about a half mile, we'll start looking for a nice clearing to set up hammocks and start hanging. Justin, you got anything to say?
Another beautiful day in paradise. Sky is gorgeous.
I can't see it.
It's crystal clear.
Crystal clear, and a few stars are hanging out. I would venture to say there are 0 clouds. So anyhow, we'll check you later. I'll give you an update as we pull into camp. Good morning. Day 2 on LoViT. It is 15 till 8. Last night we ended up walking 6.25 miles. It was 10:30 when we got to this place. We're just barely off the trail, as you can see, and last night we were just looking for basically some tree, 4 or 5 trees that were close enough together to hang 2 hammocks with no underbrush, and I feel like we did a really good job. I hung from there to there. Sparko hung from there to a tree right over there that you can't see, right there. From right there to right there. Me from right there to right there. So we had, 20 feet of space between us. I didn't hear him snore. I don't even know if he does snore, but I didn't hear him snore. Oh, it was a hot and sticky night. We didn't go to bed till after 11. Since we ate McDonald's, we didn't have to make food, so we just basically set up our stuff and then went over, probably 150 feet that way, and hung our bear bags last night. And then it was a hot and sweaty affair last night trying to get some sleep. Anyhow, long story short, we're going to do 17 to 20 today is on the plan. We're about 95% packed up. We need to finish coffee. He's still eating his oatmeal. I had a power bar. I'm going to brush my teeth, put the rest of this shit in here. Then I need to filter water and top off all my water jugs. And then after that, we are good. Sparky, you got anything to add?
Nah. Hammock was nice, except for the whole fact that it was like 200 degrees outside and 900% humidity. Maybe exaggerating slightly.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a pretty good, fair assessment.
Right.
What do you got up there? You still got something hanging?
Yeah. That's how I actually held my bag off the ground.
Oh, cool. That's a good idea. All right, guys. Well, next time you see us, we'll be on the trail somewhere that way. So stick with us, and we'll see where we get. It's exactly 9 a.m. We're at 7.8 on mileage. We found this cool little creek with a bridge, and these benches have been about every half mile to 3/4 of a mile. They've been having benches. It's really, really nice. Today, our main goal is to stay hydrated. It's super humid. It's supposed to get in the low 90s, and if that's not bad enough, we're breaking webs constantly with our faces. We try to hit them with our even when you hit them with your poles, the web still inadvertently gets on your neck, down your side of your arms, and on your face, and it's just driving me batty. We're taking turns sharing the suck on that. I was up front, now Justin's up front. Now we're just taking a break. That's where we're at. Our goal today is anything over 23 and a half.
Yep.
We need at least 17, but we're going to try to go 25 would be a lot cooler. Try to get somewhere close to 20. That way we have a short day tomorrow, but we'll see. We're not going to push our bodies. We don't want to cause any blisters. We just need to get our legs going. This has been a really good up and down. It's got a lot of, not major elevation, but just enough elevation where when you get to the top, you're like, yes, I'm ready to go flat.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, I'll catch you down the line. I just wanted to catch you up to date.
I haven't murdered anyone.
So the plan at this point, it is 9:30. We made a big U-turn. The trail made a turn earlier and went away from the lake for a short time, a couple miles probably, and then now we're just now coming back to the lake. And according to Sparky's All Trails map, the trail gets really, really close to a beach next to the lake. If it's easy access, we're going to go down to the beach. We're going to camel and drink as much water as we can, and then refill all of our waters, and take a mid-morning break. We're talking about doing it at 10, but right now it's like all about location. So that's our plan. And man, look at that. There's something out there like a canoe or something. You see it? It's orange.
Where?
Right there. Do you see it? Oh, it's a cone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to take this little, there's a bench here and there's a little spur trail that goes down to the, right down, we're going to go down that, there's a trail here and we're going to go down to the river, or to the lake I should say, and take a little break and get some water. We need water. And this is probably the closest we're going to get to the lake.
For a while.
And the trail is kind of petering out on us, but we're going to figure it out. We lost our trail. Jesus Christ, we're going to have to find a way down there. Hopefully, remember this big log here. There's a big log for a landmark. Okay. And luckily it's not overly sunny. We got some cloud coverage, which is nice. Old inlet. How muddy is it? It's a little soft, isn't it?
Right here, it might be better.
I don't know if you should go over there. That's going to get super muddy, dude.
Say what?
Look at all the cones. Dude, this is mega soft.
Yeah. Where do you talk about going? I'm thinking about going over there.
Dude, if you get on that, you're going to get stuck in mud. Unless you walk around. Dude, you're crazy. You're sinking already. Dude, I am not walking out in that.
What do you suggest?
Well, it's either right there's muddy, or we can walk around that shore right there.
Oh, God damn it, I'm stupid.
Well, I'm not going to say you're stupid, but you weren't firing on all cylinders on that one. But I just don't want to sink in the mud.
Oh, there's deer tracks there. They can make it.
Dude, that is ultra soft.
Here. Here's some deer. This isn't too bad.
I mean, at least it sinks. Plus, over here, we might be able to get some shade.
Yeah, true.
We're going to need it because the sun just peeked out and it is brutal hot. There's just tons of wildlife tracks. I've seen dog tracks and I've seen deer tracks. I wonder what all those cones are. They're everywhere. All right. You see anywhere where we can set up shop?
Kinda, yeah, right up here.
Yeah, good spot. It's even got a little built-in chair.
Yep.
All right, it's 11:25. Big spider web right there. We are still battling spider webs. We're on this old road. At some point we should turn off of it because it doesn't seem like we were on it for very long, but we've been on it for a little while. We're at the point now where we're just looking for a good spot to pull over and have lunch. It's probably a half an hour lunch, 45 minutes maybe, whatever it takes. We need some fuel. We're both feeling the effects of this humidity and warm weather. This has been a really pretty trail. This section isn't necessarily very pretty because it's just an old road, but up till now it's been super, super pretty. We just pulled over and we're taking a break. We got a nice little creek right there. The trail is a road that I showed you a second ago, and it's just right behind us. I am cooking a Trailtopia Adventure Food Jambalaya. It's right now, it's hydrating. I've never had Trailtopia. I got it at Pack Rat in Fayetteville. It's cool because it's a one servings, because at lunch typically on lunches I won't eat quite as much as I do at night. At night I can handle a 2 serving, but at lunch really I like to supplement with peanut butter and honey, so the 1 serving is pretty good for this. I'm trying a new thing too that Angela's friend in Utah, I believe it was Kim, sent this to us, and it is called Liquid IV. It's a hydration multiplier, and I believe it's got science that backs it, because it's got cellular transport technology, which sounds like it's legit. And I'm trying it. I just dumped it into some water, and it's going to be basically, I've been looking for something other than Propel. I use a lot of Propel, but it's just so sweet, and I'm just done with it. And I want to find something else. And it's super hard to find powdered Gatorade nowadays, so I'm trying one of these. I've also got a black cherry and lemonade powder mix that, look what,
it's the G2.
Where'd you find that at?
Walmart.
No, I went to Walmart.
There's more than one Walmart.
I went to the Walmart.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Sparky's one of these guys that wants to one-up you all the time.
Yeah.
We all know that
Except
kind.
for the difference, I am actually accurate. But yeah, if you need one.
I'm good. I've got a multiplier. Trailtopia, jambalaya, and this stuff. Look at all the little bits of chicken. It's got like legitimate chunks of chicken. So far it's really good. It's still a little pretty hot for me to eat, but I've been kind of picking at it. We are at mile 13.65. We've been making this climb up to Hickory Nut Mountain. And it's about a 500-foot elevational change in like a mile or a mile and a half. And honestly, it reminds me of board stand when we did board stand clockwise. It's like that. Or for those of you that don't know that, how about it's like one of the Eagle Rock Loop climbs. It's like one of the Eagle Rock Loop climbs. It's you know, I'm a little out of shape, and I felt it. I feel like even if I was in shape, I would feel it. It's a slow uphill grind, but I think we're getting close to the top. Sparky is looking at the map, and he said that at the summit there's going to be an old lookout tower or something, and that's how we know that. Oh, there's a breeze. That's how we'll know we're at the top. And then I've been in the front since lunch. I'm going to yield the point to Sparky, and he's going to lead us down the hill. We've been trading off because of the spider webs, and just so both of us can have an experience up front. That's all I really got to say. It's almost 20 till 2. We need to make it to mile 23 at minimum. Our target is 26 because that would be a 20-mile day, and in these conditions I feel like a 20-mile day is pretty epic. So I'll keep in touch. I just hadn't said anything since lunch, and I just want to let you guys know where we were. So we just stopped at Hickory Nut Mountain Trailhead. There's actually a campground there. They had a bathroom that was like a pit bathroom. It was semi-clean. A lot of those little poop flies all over the walls, so it's kind of weird. I went in there and visited it and left a deposit. But there was a really nice breeze up there, so we were able to take a 20-minute pack off, really, really nice break. and that it's got the wind that it's different. Up there was a cool wind. Now that we're back on the trail, it's more of a warm wind. But you know, we've done about 8 1/4 miles, and we need to step it up. We're pushing about 15 miles right now for the day, or for total. So it's like 9 miles. So, you know, we need a minimum of 17. But we got the big hill for today out of the way. We'll have another big one tomorrow. So right now we're just trying to gain some mileage, burn up our daylight. Okay, our total mileage for the whole trip is 18.6. It is 4:35 and it is time to eat dinner. We're both hungry and we're both low on power. So my water's just about boiling. Okay, I got this at Pack Rat. It's I threw the thing away, so I can't remember what it's called, but it's Chad Mendes signature meal. It's a bison ranch masher, ranch seasoned mashed potatoes mixed with bison and vegetables. So this is an expensive one. It was $15, which is 2 servings, and it's got over 1,100 calories. So I pulled the trigger, and it's basically just mashed potatoes with a bunch of junk in it, including bison. So we're gonna try it out. Hey guys, it is about 15 till 7. We've done 21.5 total. We're trying to get to the 23.5 mark to have at least 17 miles. We want to go farther than that, but we need a minimum of that. I think I've mentioned that in the past. Our biggest problem is that at the point where we hit 23, we're going to be at the base of a ridge that we're going to have to climb. So we're just going to get to that 23 point marker and then take a break, a long break. We're going to take our packs off. I might even take my boots off and get a really good rest in. Get very hydrated, and then we're going to have to decide. The problem is, if we stop at 23.5 or a quarter or whatever it is, that means we have 17 to do tomorrow. 15. That means we have 15 to do tomorrow, and that's going to be a long day when you couple that with shelling from his car to my car, and then a 3.5 hour drive home for both of us. My drive's slightly longer, but for the most part they're about the same, and that's going to make it a long day. We're both done, man. We're done. We're tired. I got a very hot spot on my foot that's sore. I've taped it up with KT. I got little KT strips I've been putting on it. It's manageable, but every time we stop and we start back up, my foot's on fire until I get 100 feet in. Right now it's okay. I can feel it, but it's not. It's usually worse whenever we start up after stopped. Anyhow, our dilemma now is just getting to the 23 marker. And the thing is at this point we don't even care. It's been so damn hot and sweaty and humid that at this point we are cool with night hiking because, man, that sun.
Temperature now.
Right now the temperature is just now starting to get good, and we're got a little wind, but damn, for the most part we haven't had hardly any wind whatsoever, and it is absolutely brutal. So I'm gonna start losing light, but I'll try to get another video in before we run out of light. I see a road or something down there, Sparky.
I hear something too.
So anyhow, that's my update. Mad props to Carrie and Todd Shelley. I watched your guys' video and I saw the mistake you guys made at the Charlton trail where you turned up the hill, and I paid attention to that because it's very deceiving. Very, very deceiving. You need to turn right, and even when you're looking at it from the direction we are coming, you know, we're going eastbound. When you go eastbound, it's got white blazes like it's part of the LoViT trail, and it's got a sign and everything that points kind of in the wrong direction. So I told Sparky about it, so we made a conscious effort to pull out our GPSs and our maps to figure out what the hell's going on. And when I walked to the other side of the sign, it had an obvious arrow, a sign that said LoViT and Charlton, and it pointed Charlton, and it pointed in the proper direction. So the thing is if you're coming from one direction, it's easy. If you're going from the way we're going, it's not so easy. So for all you people that are going to follow in our footsteps, pay attention to that intersection. It's on a road. It's really easy to see because there's like a water, what'd you call that water thing? Like a cistern or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like a cistern.
It's kind of like a cistern. It's like a water spout that comes out of the ground. It's super, you can't miss it. That's the intersection that you have to be careful at. Make sure you turn the right direction. Anyhow, Jimbo out. Okay. There's a nice little creek. It's right next to that road. What road is that called? Whispering Springs or? Crystal Springs Road is right on the other side. You can't see it, but you parallel it for quite a while and then you cross this creek, and that's pretty much mile 23. That means if we were to stop now, it would be 15 miles tomorrow. We are not, even though we're completely beat, we are not stopping right now. We are taking a really long break. Obviously, you see we got our chairs out, cooling off. I just want the sun to go down. I don't even give two shits about light anymore. We use headlights because I am so sweating out and just my stomach's a little upset because of I just feel exhausted at this point, but we can't stop. You know, there's no stop at this point. We got to go at least 2 more miles, preferably 3. We don't want to be done with the trail at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. That would make a shitty drive home. Anyhow, I'm going to sit here and get hydrated. We're going to sit here probably for at least 30 minutes, I guess. Talk about it, let our feet rest a minute, and then hit it hard probably 1 or 2 more times. We're both going to sleep really good tonight. I dread setting my hammock up, but I cannot wait to get in it. So, anyhow, that's all I got. Alright, well, I am about 95% packed up. It's day 3, our final day. We got about 14 miles to go. We're at about just shy of mile marker 25. So we think it's about 14 miles according to All Trails Pro. One thing I want to talk about is trash. We rolled in at dark, so we couldn't see anything, but there's a fire pit right down there on the point. Someone left their Coleman cup all burnt and melted. It's one of those heavy, nasty ones that you shouldn't backpack with because they're ridiculous. And unfortunately, since I know about it, I can't just leave it there, so I'm going to pack it out of here, which I don't want to because it's heavy. But I can't in good conscience leave this thing laying there when I know it's there, so I'm going to have to pack this piece of shit out. People, if you burn your shit or you don't need your shit, don't leave it. Pack it out. That's what you're supposed to do. You pack it in, you pack it out. Don't make the next guy that's got good conscience have to pack it out for you. Alright, we're currently just past mile 26. And we're kind of cresting the first of what looks like there's 3 peaks or hill climbs, however you want to say it. Still going up, but it's starting to mellow out. We've got about 12 miles to go, and this humidity is just no joke. It just zaps the life force out of you. I am so freaking, I'm not necessarily tired, but the humidity has me feeling like I'm somewhat exhausted all the time. It's insane. This is why people don't hike in August.
But it's pretty.
Alright, so we're taking a break and we've started to get up to pack up and go, and look, Justin's got a hitchhiker. Crazy that it just came up here on his own. Alright. We're at mile about 30.5, which means we got about 7.5 to go. It's mega frustrating right now. The amount of spider webs is just off the chart. The humidity has been really bad, but actually some clouds came over and now it seems like it's a little better. Maybe just the temperature dropped and it's a facade, I don't know. But right now the webs have us so defeated, like to the point where we just want to be done just because of the spider webs alone. We're in conservation mode on water. Right before we're on a ridge line that runs about, I'm thinking it's about 6 miles. And when you start up that thing, there's 0 water. So we loaded up on water before we went up it, but man, I'm down to a half a bottle. Sparky's got a little more than me. I just got tangled up in the spider web. Anyhow, Sparky. Oh, look at my stick. And then you got gnats and horseflies, all manner of just stupid creatures wanting to jack with you. It's really tough. And this is why people don't do this trail, or a lot of trails, this time of year. This is the wrong season. I've enjoyed myself to a point, but really, I'll never do it. Never gonna do this again in September or August, whatever it is. Both. If not for having to get a little training in before my long hike, I would not be out here. I would have been kayaking or something. But it is what it is. Right now I just want some water. We're finally coming down off that ridge line, and I'm hoping it pays off at water. I'm hungry. I haven't had any breakfast yet. I ate some snacks. We got an early start. So we find water. I'm gonna load up. I'm gonna drink some lemonade. Gonna eat. Finish this freaking trail. I'm ready. I'm done. Let's turn it into a downer. The only good thing is we're gonna do it, and that's the most important thing. We're gonna get it done. Okay. So we ended up eating a lunch on the very big, right at the end of that ridge line where it starts coming down. We stopped because we were just pooped. We ate, and then we went on down. When that ridge line comes down, it starts dropping in elevation. It ends at a road, and right next to the road is a creek, and had the coldest water. Oh man, it was wonderful. I put my camp shoes on and pretty much washed my body with a bandana, and then I washed the bandana. I washed my shirt and let my feet soak for about a good 5 minutes. There's a little trailhead there, and we sat under the canopy of trees in the shade, and I drank a 700 bottle of lemonade and another half of water. The water was super cold, and it was just wonderful. And then we sat there for a long time. I don't even know how long. It's like a little after 1 is when we left. We just now got back on the trail. We still got like 6 miles. Got about 6 miles to go, and we're behind the 8 ball. We need to get done by 5, or we're gonna have to bypass our victory meal, and we don't want to do that. So we got a little bit of cloud coverage. Every once in a while a cloud goes over and it makes it feel good, but this has been a brutal trail. I don't recommend doing this unless it's cool out and after the frost. All right, we're down to about 3 miles left, and it is a slow go. This heat is no joke. Luckily the spider webs are still here, but they're less often. That or I'm just getting numb to them. It is super freaking hot out, and the humidity level is off the chart as we walk into the blaring sun. Hopefully we'll see the end very soon. Alright, well, we've come to the spot where we turn. I know you can't probably see it, but there's a dam right there, and there's some kind of hydro turbine electric thing right there that's part of the dam. I can actually see the road we drove in on right down there. If leaf was off, we'd be able to see more, but we got 1.2, and we're going to shit it out because I am at my wall.
All downhill.
It's all downhill, so catch you in a minute at the bottom. Alright guys, this is officially the end of the trail. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, man. I think I deserve one on this one. Sparky too. He's a little ahead of me, but as you're gonna see, love it. Right now I don't love it, but I get a Gatorade in me, I'll start loving it a little more. You guys, if you haven't yet, try subscribing to me, man. I got a lot of content. Oh man, sun blasting me. Got a lot of stuff. I try to do one a month, but sometimes I go out multiple times a month. I don't know, I'm so damn tired right now, I can't hardly think straight. So just do me a favor and hit that like button for me. This is the hardest trail I've done because of the weather. Man, I did Eagle Rock Loop in August and it was nothing compared to this, but this one's also about 12 miles longer. Jesus Christ, it was a tough one. Anyhow, I'll give you some final thoughts later, but not right now. See ya. Okay guys, well, I've had time to think about this trip. It's been about a week now. First off, I'm done hiking in the heat. I don't have anything left to prove. It's a horrible idea to go when it was in the 90s. So when I got back to the car that day, I was having trouble untying my shoelaces and trying to text Angela to tell her I was done. My brain waves getting to my fingers, there was a connection there that was not working at full blast. So I was having problems with, I don't know if it's my cognitive skills or my hand-eye coordination or something like that, but it was definitely dehydration really played a part in jacking me up on that. I went straight to the store and got 2 Gatorades and slammed those, and I started feeling a little better in the air conditioning. But you know, Monday and Tuesday I couldn't even work because my brain wasn't functioning at full capacity. I kept dropping stuff and couldn't think right, and ended up going to the doctor, and he said that I'd gotten so bad that I was using my muscles to create energy. My urine was like darker than orange juice. It was it's a bad thing, you guys. This is super dangerous, and I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to do it anymore. Doctor said I did more damage than good, so the whole training thing, that whole theory is out the window. It's just not a good idea. Unless you're really used to the heat, I would say don't do it either. Please don't use my video as a challenge or to tell yourself you can do it, because man, if I can go back and not do that hike, I would not do that hike. I would wait and do it in the fall or winter time when it would be a lot better. I mean, the views would be better. There's just so many good things that would happen if I just would have waited to do that hike. The spider webs, for one. You know, you take spider webs out of the equation and we're doing more mileage, and we're not getting all pissed off at each other, and it's a horrible idea. Our grand total ended up being 40.5 miles car to car. The trail itself isn't that tough, but you couple with it the heat, the humidity, the spider webs, the horseflies, the gnats, everything that comes with doing it in the summertime, and totally not worth it, guys. Totally not worth it. Don't use me as an example for a reason to go do this, because I wish I wouldn't have done it. It was a stupid idea, and it was not the worth the effort. The 3.5 hour drive. It left a very bad taste in my mouth, and I'm hoping to take a trip to it, like maybe in the spring or something, and do it again and do a good one, because I got to a point where I didn't even care about videoing it. All I cared about was how am I going to get done with this trail, because I got to a point where I didn't know if I was going to get done with the trail. So definitely the hardest one ever, and I'll leave it at that. I think you guys have heard enough of me talking about how tough it was, and got a long hike coming up. I'm probably not going to be hiking anymore until the long hike, because there's just too much to do, and the heat just will not. I was supposed to go on a hike this weekend. It's going to be in the 95, so you know, screw that. I'm not going to do it. I had to bail. Everybody I was going with understands, because it's too damn hot, guys. It's just too hot. So probably be putting out a how I'm caching video, which will be out after I do the long hike. You might not hear from me for a couple weeks. I've got about a month or a month and a half to go until I do my hike, so I don't know if I'm going to get one in. Possibility I might get with Sparky, and we might do a 20-mile hike we talked about, but temperature needs to go down into the 80s before I even consider it. It's going to be 85 at the highest before I even consider going on another hike this year. So anyhow, you guys, thank you for watching, and as always, hike your own hike, and if you haven't, hit that like button for me, man. This one almost killed me. I feel like me and Sparky deserve this one. So you guys, take it easy.